Ampetuashte. Dama Dakota, Badewa Kantawa. My Dakota name is Wadutui Makyapi. My Washishu name is Pam Halverson. My great-grandmother was born in Badote in 1897. This is like a full circle for me to come back here in this area. I was an elder that was called into this project to talk with the young artists that were in training and apprentices. And they asked me several questions and told me the story that they had created, that the artwork that was created by the creation story of my people. This is an emotional day for me because I haven't seen this mural since the beginning of it. So it's beautiful. And the artists, the young artists were pure. Their hearts are pure because they're young at heart. And it made me feel good that they didn't have any racism. They didn't have any prejudice over the Dakota or any of the past history. And so this is a pure expression of these young artists and the people that worked with them. It came from good hearts and in a good way. And the creation stories are many. The Native people have many creation stories. There's no wrong way of telling how our people came to this. And the expression of what is above is below. What's in the stars is here on earth. And what's here on earth is in the stars. That's a belief of our people. And this is an expression of that. So I would like to open this today after the welcoming song from the drum, that I would like for us to pray together and have healing and respect for each other. So, Pidamia, Wopida Tatanka. Ready? Yeah. Okay. Takashla, Wopida Tatanka. Wopida for this day, for Mother Earth, and for Father Sky. I thank you for each and every one that came here today, Takashla, to help us heal and to have teachings from this experience. And I ask for forgiveness for any wrong feelings or anything that has ever happened to anybody. I ask for healing for that. I ask for healing to respect each other's ways of life and to honor these young people with their pure hearts, Takashla. And I thank my family for being here. I thank all my relatives. I thank my ancestors who lived in this area, whose camps were in this area. I just thank them every day for being here and surviving so that I could be here with my children today and all my relatives. I appreciate and thank the city of St. Paul for redoing this park and bringing it back to as close as it was before to Kashla. Wopida Tatanka, Hamitakwasi.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Andy Rodriguez. I am the park director with the city of St. Paul. I just want to welcome you all here today. Thank you for being here. 2 years ago, during the grand opening of this park, we acknowledged that St. Paul stands on the ancestral traditional and contemporary Dakota homelands. And we made a commitment to understanding, respecting, and advocating for Indigenous people and for this land. 2 years later, it's exciting to be back here to celebrate what's behind me today, to recognize this powerful mural, the artistry behind it, and its history. And what makes that even sweeter is that we were able to work with community-based artists and young people to make that a reality. It's a product of really hard work over the past couple months, so I'm excited to celebrate it today, and looking forward to this program. So thank you so much for being here. I do have the honor to introduce the mayor of the city of St. Paul, Mayor Melvin Carter, to speak next. Welcome.
Thank you, Andy, Missy, Elissa. Thank you so much for your work. Would all of the Right Track interns who worked on this just wave your hand so we can see you? Where are they? Got one up here? A couple of them. They're still coming. They're planning their next project. Here they come.
Woo, perfect opening.
You know, sometimes in the process of city building, we find ourselves at a crossroads. And oftentimes that crossroads ends up being how we reconcile our visions for the future of a place, of a neighborhood, of a block, of a city, with our ability to honor the past that has got us here. And that clash creates a whole lot of things. And one of the things that I'm fascinated by is exemplified by where we stand right now. This space right here is one of the most prime opportunities for economic development in the country right now. This Highland Bridge space. And we talk about how this Highland Bridge space used to be a Ford plant. But we can keep going backwards. Because it was something before it was a Ford plant. And it was something before that, and it was something before that. As our director of our Parks and Rec Department, Andy Rodriguez, just said, St. Paul is built on Dakota land. And we're used to going to events that have that land dedication, or that land acknowledgement, to say St. Paul was built on indigenous Dakota lands. And we're used to the conversation stopping there. But if we're acknowledging that this city was built on Dakota land, well, then that's something that we ought to do something about. We were proud earlier this month to announce our co-management agreement with Uŋčí to manage the Bruce Vento Nature Sanctuary. Give them a round of applause, would you? And in the African tradition, there's a story in Aesop's fable about a man and a lion who are walking through the forest one day, arguing over who's more powerful, man or lion. They come to a clearing, and there's a statue of a man with his foot on a lion's head. And the man says, see, boom, that settles the argument right there. Men are more powerful. And the lion says, no, all that really proves is that men build statues and lions don't. When we create art, we're telling a story. When we create art, we're creating a history. And there's almost nothing more unfair than only telling one story when multiple stories exist. Only pretending one story is centered. So this is beautiful. This is art. And through art, we honor our city. Through art, we honor our planet. Through art, we beautify our community and honor one another. More importantly, though, because the truth is, art as just sort of superficial entertainment is a relatively new phenomenon. Art throughout the course of human history has been here to tell stories. has been here to convey culture, has been here to communicate something, has been here to make sure that our young people understand where they come from so they can understand better where they're going. So when we get a chance in a space like this, in a sacred space, in a space right now that is coveted throughout the country and throughout the planet, and is so historic as a space right here that has this newly daylit, don't forget to look behind you and see the newly daylit creek right here. It gives us a chance to connect our past in this community. I was going to say in this city, but our past in this community goes further back than the city's past does. It gives us a chance to connect our past with our present, with our future. And it's a particular gift that it's young people who gave that to us. I have to acknowledge all the Parks and Rec staff who are in the place, all the Parks and Rec staff, including our staff who work hard to make sure Right Track is a thing. We work hard to make sure that we have job opportunities for our young people in St. Paul, and we always will. Will all of our Parks and Rec staff wave your hand, and would you just clap for them like they just won the championship that should have been awarded to the Lynx? I'm honored to be here. I thank you all for being here. Congratulations to all of us on this incredible art installation and this incredible gathering space that we have as a community.
Okay, wow, this is super overwhelming and so exciting and just so humbling. And I was hoping to squeeze out another 30 minutes just to fine-tune this speech this afternoon. And guess what? We've just been talking to everybody and just enjoying this gorgeous day and looking over the waterfall and connecting with each other. And that's what this project has been from the beginning. My name is Elissa Cedarleaf Dahl. I'm a teacher in Minneapolis Public Schools at Justice Page School, and I'm also a muralist. And the two come together really, really well, actually. I believe that's why I was chosen to work on this project, because I got to work with these high school students and make a mural with them for this park and tell a story. And when we started to go through the design together, when we started to research this space, suddenly this whole project became so deep and so powerful. And working with Missy and meeting Pam and just finding out where we truly are here. So next to me, I have my interns, and you'll get to meet them in a minute. Hopefully a couple more are still on their way, and they're going to say their names and what school they go to. Sahar has wrote something that I will share, but the other two, I'd love if you could think about your favorite memory from this project, okay? So like I said, I stand in awe today of this project, all who came, all of you here today, and then all who contributed and occupied this beautiful land over time. My own hands are not Dakota hands. So this has been a very, very careful project for me of listening and waiting and hearing and letting other people guide the work. And it's been really, really just life-changing for me. My hands, they're not Dakota hands, but they are full of paintbrushes. They are covered in paint all the time, willing to do almost anything. And that sort of orchestration is what helped make this project come together. When we began, the interns and I met the first week of June, and Missy and I worked with them visiting different murals, native murals predominantly in the cities, galleries. We went to different sacred sites in this area and started drawing, researching animals that have lived here now and throughout history. Turtles were the thing, right? The more we learned about where we were, the more it came time to decide. The students were driving it, and Sincere is one of our interns. He couldn't make it today, but he is a Dakota student himself. He has Dakota heritage. And when we started to look into where we were, the name of this park, Uŋčí Makhá, Grandmother Earth Park, the Dakota Creation Story, came to be. And since then, we worked since the beginning of June on doing the drawings, on researching, exploring the stories, talking to Pam, our Dakota elder and artist, and learning the history of this space. All of the little drawings on this mural were drawings done by the interns. The waterfalls and the baby buffalo and the fire at the end there, the council fire, and this turtle was done by Kendrick. The students even did their own portraits, which are over on this side over here. They got to paint their own portraits exploring this park, and now they're memorialized in this mural, the 6 interns, and you can recognize them, okay? So really, really talented artists. What's most important were the conversations we were having as people came down into this space. This is a beautiful space. People who come down here are recreating and enjoying their day. Every single day, it was nice weather. Every single day we worked on this mural, it was sunny. And even today, it's holding out. And even today, we hope it's going to rain. The water is the essential element of this park. But as we worked, and as this story unfolded, we were doing it to honor our Dakota relatives. People knew and they'd heard some of these creation stories, and we were just helping further push them forward with this artwork. Honor before education is what Missy says to me, and that's such a good grounding piece, especially as an educator myself. What does that look like? When do we hold that space and think before we act? So I wanted to just say that this is a gift first to our Dakota relatives. Thank you so much for the drum being here today, and Pam, and all that have come before us, and for our community here. This is a great example of unifying of people, bringing nations of people working together on this project, and I'm just so proud to be a part of it. So thank you.
Those Hinana A, Nina Ina A, Missy Whiteman. I belong to the Northern Arapaho and Kickapoo Nations. I'm a writer, director, producer, and interdisciplinary artist. But most of all, I'm a human being. And I want to acknowledge all of my Dakota relatives. Could I have you all come up, please? Those of you that were a part of this process. Those of you that helped out, come on up. Anyone else? Anyone here who is Dakota? I would like for you to come up. No, anyone? Less call. Frankie, would you like to come up? So I'd like to say this. I say this often. My family grew up here. However, what I was told by my father is that we are helpers. That's our role. We're helpers, we're relatives. And for this is a gift. This is a gift to my relatives, to my Dakota relatives, because we know our history, we know our place, we know our relationship. And oftentimes, my people were asked to advocate, to help, to support, or to come to help. And so that's how I see my role in this, is just taking my understanding of my place and bringing that forth to help and to support others. But what this is right now is what we're seeing is a unification of all people. We are seeing the unification of all people through art. And that is what this means. This is our prophecy. This is what this means, is that we're all coming together. We're honoring the history. We're honoring who came first before colonization, but we're also bringing that back into healing. We're bringing that back into the way that we hope it will continue to be and to grow. It's not perfect. It's not going to ever be perfect. And this is what my relative Pam always tells me. She's like, it's not going to be perfect, but you always have to listen with your heart, and you always have to listen. And that's something that when Elissa came and spoke to me and said, we want to do this project together, I know Elissa's one person who is an ally, who is a true ally, and is somebody who will come forth and will help us and to support, to move this vision, to move this project forward, but also will do it in a way that's healing and do this in a way that includes our youth, putting them in the forefront. So I want to also acknowledge our youth, including my daughter who worked on this project, and all the young people here, because you are, people say you're the future, but you're right now. You are right now. You are taking your place, and it's up to our generation to step aside. We need to step aside right now and let them lead. So this is the first, I feel like this is what happens when we do that. When we step aside and allow our youth to lead, This is what happens. This is the beauty. This is the vision for the future. So I just want to thank all of you for being here. And it's wonderful to see our elders here. It's wonderful to see you all here because we have this intergenerational connection right now that we're missing in our society. So we need our young people to, if you have a grandma or grandpa or auntie or uncle or elders in your community, please look out for them, check on them, say hello. And that's important because visit with them because there's so much wisdom and knowledge there that can help you all to live your life today. So that's all I want to say. Again, I'm simply here to help. So, ha-ho.
Thank you, Missy. Thanks for doing the elders. That was great. Okay, we're going to meet a couple of the interns that worked on this project. And then after they talk, I'll name the interns that aren't here, just hoping a couple more make it, right, in the next couple of minutes. So I'd like you guys to share your name and where you go to school. And if you can, just favorite memory about the mural. Okay, you want to pass the mic or come up? Okay.
Hello, my name is Theo Osland, and I go to Montemita High School. And my favorite memory from, working here was probably, just like going around, like eating lunch and like making new friends with all the people that I met here. And like painting, like we would usually like listen to music too, and it was just like everything was a good vibe. And I really like that about this job.
Awesome job.
I love it. Good job, Theo.
My name is Camille Felicity Clyde, and I go to St. Agnes School in Frogtown. And probably one of my favorite memories would be just like music, probably. And just like, what Theo said, eating lunch. He actually took all my ideas, so yeah.
Just say your name. You can do it in English or Farsi. You can do it.
Hello everyone, my name is Injila Nori. I'm going to school and
What's the name of your school?
I go to Washington School.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Angela goes by the nickname Sahar, and she wrote this description for me to read. Hello, I am Angela Noordi from Afghanistan. I came to America for 1 year or so, and I don't know much English. I'm 18 years old, and I'm very interested in art. When my request was accepted for this work, at first I thought I would paint on the walls alone, but then I saw that there were several other people, and that made me very happy. I'm very satisfied working with my colleagues. I have good memories of every step we took. We visited many beautiful places, and better than that, I learned more about mural painting. I was very happy to be able to see my colleagues and Miss Elissa again, and thank you for your attention. One of my favorite memories from painting with you all is Camille would translate for Sahar all day long. They would be going back and forth with their phones, translating everything that was happening and laughing and watching music videos. And it was just, I just really appreciate you too. So including Sahar in this work. A couple more things. There was one day for me when the sprinklers hadn't turned off for an entire week in this park. Anybody remember? Ellen does. So at a certain point, there was like another creek running down this on the actual sidewalk, and it was nice because it was hot and we were playing it. And the last day of the mural, we all Theo and Sincere just started having a total water war. And we're kicking water at each other and screaming, and it was like just total mayhem, super, super fun. The very first day we painted this mural, the walls were covered in dragonflies. It was the right time of year. Kendrick, come on up, perfect timing. See, I said another one was gonna come. And so, come on up, Kendrick. So one of the first things we put on this wall was this wallpaper of dragonflies. Dragonflies are protectors in Dakota culture, and they were here watching us every step of the way. So come on up. Kendrick, you're going to introduce yourself, what school you go to, and kids shared a favorite memory, if you can come up with all that fast. Come on up. Come on, you got it.
Hello, my name is Kendrick Escobar Santos. I am from Harding High School, and I can't really think of that much, really. It's like on the spot and showing to all these people.
How you were drawing a turtle, or like doing the camping meal.
I'll try. My favorite memory being in here is working with all my teammates who have been along my side.
Yeah, cute.
I really appreciate it.
So that concludes the speaking part of our program. We started with the drum group playing a welcome song. And before we do a ribbon cutting, is there something else I'm missing?
We do the ribbon cutting first, then do the drum master.
It depends on what the drum thinks. That's okay? All right. After the ribbon cutting, we're going to do an honor song. Then you're welcome to explore the mural, and there'll be a going home song by the drum group at the end. The ribbon cutting, though, there's a lot of people who painted this mural out there. And if you put paint on this mural, come down right now for the ribbon cutting. Just do it. Hustle down, painters. If you painted on this mural, these are my daughters, Soli and Lucia. We got to make room for the ribbon across the middle, right? We do ribbon like this. Okay, so some kids on this, people on this side.
And I also want to say she asked to not speak here because she wanted to keep the focus on our interns. But as we talk about the big partnership that we have, I have to call out the Ward 3 City Council member, Sarah Jost, who's here, who actually helped with this as well. So thank you for being here.
3,